Number 2, we have 6x plus 6 all over 6x plus 30 times 2x plus 10 all over 3x squared minus 3. So we're going to take each fraction and we're going to factor. So we have numerator, we're going to factor out a 6 and we have x plus 1. Our denominator, we're going to factor out a 6 and we have x plus 5 times, let's look at the second fraction, the numerator, we're going to factor out a 2 and we have 2 times x plus 5. And then our denominator, this is a two-parter. Number 1, we can factor out a GCF and the GCF is going to be 3. And we have 3 times x squared minus 1. And then the x squared minus 1 can be factored. That is the difference of two squares. So we have here 3 times x plus 1 times x minus 1. And then let's cancel. What do you see? I see x plus 5, the x plus 5s, the x plus 1s, and then also look at your numbers that's in front. We can divide out the 6's. What is left over in the numerator? A 2. What's left over in the denominator? 3 times x minus 1. Next example. Number 3. We have x squared minus 8x minus 9 all over 2x squared minus 162 times x squared plus 18x plus 81 all over 2x squared plus 20x plus 18. All right, so let's look at each fraction and let's factor. First fraction, the numerator. What are factors of negative 9 that when you add those factors, it should be negative 9. When you add those factors, it would give us negative 8. And if I have to, I'll write it over here so that you can see what are factors of negative 9 that when you add those factors will give us negative 8. Well, let's first of all look at the signs. We're going to have opposite signs. X and x for the first term. And then those factors will be, we have 1 and 9, with 9 being negative and 1 being positive. So positive 1, negative 9. Let's look at the denominator. This is a two-parter where we're going to factor out a GCF, which is 2. And what's left over, we have x squared minus 81. And that x squared minus 81, that is the difference of two squares. We have 2 times x plus 9 times x minus 9. So that's the first fraction. The second fraction, we're going to factor, and that trinomial is a perfect square trinomial where the binomials are the same. So we have x plus 9 times x plus 9. And then our denominator, this is a two-parter where we're going to factor out a GCF, which is a 2. We have 2 times x squared plus 10x plus 9. So this time we're looking for factors of 9 that will add to give us 10. And that will be 1 and 9, positive 1 and positive 9. So bring out the GCF. Let's write our binomials, x and x, plus and plus, 1 and 9. And then let's see what we have. What can we cancel? We can cancel out the x plus 9 another set of x plus 9s, then x minus 9, and then x plus 1. So if every factor is canceled out in the numerator, what is left? What number is left? It will be 1. And then in our denominator, what is left there, we have a 2 and a 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 2, which gives us 2 times 2, that is 4. So our answer is 1/4. That will be our solution to this rational expression.